Hey, I'm trying again, folks. You there? What I think we're learning is because I am such a huge international rock star, everybody on the planet is trying to tune into this one little Facebook site. It's getting overloaded. The system on my humble Ontario server seems to be overloaded, that's for sure. So I'm just going to sing it. I think it looks like I'm on. Val will look for notes if you guys want to send little notes that say whether you're actually getting anything or not.
Just tell them to say that they're here.
Yeah, say you're there, say you're listening. We have huge egos, so we want to know what's going on.
Good sound now.
Good sound now, okay. So, again, I'm pining for the prairies. This is a song about small town Prairie Gates that I'm missing right now. It's got the very innovative name of Small Town Prairie Gates. This is from my days touring with my old band Tamarack all those years ago. There'd be a frosting on the wheat field, sparkling in the harvest moon's light. We'd be flying up the Yellowhead, only ones on the road some night. On our way to play another small town Prairie Gate. Songs about the old days, waltzes and jigs. Now there's nothing but a co-op and a Chinese cafe, but the halls are filled somehow with folks who came to hear us play. After a church lady supper, jelly salads, casseroles, and ham, their husbands would help us haul our gear other than rusty Dodge Van. From the stage, we look out at the families in the crowd, such stories in their faces, weathered and proud. Time to take the tail back home with us, and then the next time we came through, we'd be singing about them. When the show was over and cold got some coffee, and they'd clear away the chairs. The local comedy show up, and he'd holler, come on, gather in the squares. St. Anne's, Real Big John McNeil, all the good old tunes. Ukrainian polkas as they'd hop around the room. And we'd play them Taste of Charlie, and they'd dance the butterfly. Some of the old boys out the back, sharing smokes and a little rye. Well, Estevan and Weber, Humboldt at the basket Kindersley, Neepawa and Nipawin, made a dose of Dom and Unity. Breakfast at the place where you'll see the most trucks. $1.99 make my sunny side up. When the heater was working and the highways were dry, we were happy guys beneath that impossible sky. Well, here's a picture from way back when Jeff was playing with us on the fiddle. That's Alex on the flat top. That's me with the banjo in the middle. God, we look so young. There were stars in our eyes. took me all these years before I realized. Sometimes when you figure someday we'd make it big, we could have never asked for better than those small town Prairie Gates. There'd be a frosting on the wheat, sparkling in the harvest moonlight.
You could ask them where they're from.
Oh yeah.
You got Wisconsin?
You got Wisconsin?
You got Wisconsin?
Oh,
Coaldale?
got
well,
folks from all over. It's great to hear. Great to see you there, almost. Oh, I should mention, I mentioned Jeff Bird, my old friend, in that song. Look, there he is on this painting up here. I'm going to be doing songs from my newest album, the Heritage Hall Sessions, and this is the orchestra that couldn't be here this evening. That's Jeff Bird, my son Evan, Tana Slim, and Ian Bell, who did the painting. You can't see this, can you? Catherine Wheatley, me in the middle, Ann Lindsay on the fiddle. And I wish they were here. They're here in spirit. I'm going to keep going with the Prairies for a minute now. By the time she heard that evening train, he was gone, gone, gone. Headed for those fields of grain in the far Saskatchewan. Oh, and the times they were so hard and the fish were few. Oh, what's a maritimer gonna do? And she sang, oh my heart, this CPR taking every good man in Nova's home. Gone away on that harvest day to the prairie's golden ocean, far from me. Well, now she had sensed his restlessness ever since the autumn came. All those trains, they were headed west, they were calling out his name. Oh, and every time she heard that whistle blow, she wonders if it was his time to go. Oh, oh, and she sang, oh my heart, the CPR was taking every good man in Nova's gone away on that harvest train to the prairie's golden ocean, far from me. She said, I curse you, Cornelius Van Horn, you don't know what you've done. Taking my love from the place he was born, left me here with his new son. Ah, the prairies always seemed so far away before. Now the railway's coming and it's close as all aboard, and she sang, oh my heart, the CPR is taking every good man in Nova's hometown. Gone away on that harvest train to the prairie's golden ocean, far from me, far from me. All right, there's two Prairie songs down. I think I'm gonna go to, should I risk a brand new spanking song? Never yet performed? Yes, what the hell, eh? I vowed after we all in this business had to come off the road, vowed to spend some more time writing songs. They're coming. But I'm noticing a challenge that I had was, if you're sitting down, okay, what do I write a song about? We're only thinking about one thing, right? So that makes it hard. So do you embrace that, or do you try to put it aside? This is the song in which I have embraced that. I don't even know what this is called yet. You guys can chip in if you think you know what the name should be. Times are hard, we know that for sure. Folks feel alone and they're all scared. We all yearn to find somewhere that we can turn to. If we look into our hearts, we'll find it there. I like to tell you tonight, everything's gonna be alright. But I know that it really might not be true. And all I can say is I'll be with you all the way, and our love is our best chance to make it through. Feeling stuck, we're stuck together in an unknown no man's land. Hard to see the other side, but we're all on this same ride, holding metaphorical hands. I like to tell you tonight, everything's gonna be alright, but I don't know if that can be true. All that I could say is I'll be with you all the way, and our love is our best chance to make it through. We all yearn to find somewhere that we can turn to. If we look into our hearts, we'll find it there. I think that's true. And there it is, the brand newbie one. Okay, I think that was a little on the heavy side maybe, but hopeful, I'm hoping in some way. So I'm going to get silly. I have my silly song collection. For quite a few years, I was the luckiest songwriter in Canada, and then I was songwriter in residence with CBC Radio, 2 shows. The main one was Arthur Black's show, Basic Black, and I had to write a silly song every week for that show, so I have too many of them. I crank out some of them now and then. But this is for those of you who are thinking perhaps they're unfamiliar with my music, and yet so far, so good. No one's been hurt yet. It's reasonably pleasant, but there isn't anything we recognize. So here for 1 minute and 18 seconds, here's something you might recognize. Well, busted flat in Baton Rouge, West Virginia, with $1 in my hand. I'm sitting in a railway station, waiting for a train. I'm not sleepy and there ain't no place I'm going to. Take me home, where the music's playing home, where the deer and the antelope play. I am the train they call the city of New Orleans. Where I'm bound I can't tell, but the good times they're all gone, and I'll follow the sun. Well, and then I looked around me at those gray walls that surround me, and already I'm so lonesome I could cry. I looked at love from both sides now, seeing sunny days that I thought would never end. Well, it's hard, but it's harder to ignore it. The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind, and rock-a-bye, sweet baby James. All right. I know I wanted to make it cozy for you guys, but I'm turning off the fire now. That means I don't have to throw another banjo on it. It'll be there where it is. So, speaking of banjos, I got one to break out for you right now. Hey Leonard, are you there? This is for you, Song of the Banjo. And from the new album, the Heritage Hall Sessions. This is about, I have this bizarre other life. It's a part-time gig, but I'm a city councillor here in the city of Guelph. And I find, though, if I'm looking at both of those worlds, the music and the politics, my constituents and my followers, people that want to hear the music I have to offer, I think we're all looking for the same thing, which unites us. In this troubled time, we all need to be more united. And what unites us is our wish that we could be heard, we could be seen, we could feel held. We want to know that we matter. And that's what this is about. It's called We Want to Feel Heard. Well, and remind me, I better play this really quietly, the banjo, because it's awfully loud. It's made by Hugh Hunter out of Rockwood, Ontario. Loud little sucker. Well, standing on the corner of Payne and Main, thrown by the wind, stoked by the rain, listen to the whistle of the midnight train, singing that same old sad refrain. Well, down at the drop-in, scraping up a bill back by the tracks, trying to make a deal, dude in black tells you to kneel, boots kick the dust, there's a flash of steel. Well, now sirens wail, squeal, you're left with a hurt that'll never heal. This is our life, raw and real, leaves you with nothing left to feel. But we want to feel held, we want to feel heard, we want to feel safe and reassured. Wish we could be loved unconditionally. We want to feel held, and we want to feel heard. Well, high up in his golden tower, mean man looking down, he glowers. Those who oppose a margin power, he can crush you like you were a flower. He's got all the money, he's got all the power, so why is he so sad and sour? After all, he's the man of the hour. He's got a heart still beats like ours, and he wants to feel held, wants to feel heard, wants to feel safe and reassured. Wish we could be loved unconditionally. He wants to feel held, and he wants to feel heard. Well, rich man, poor woman, beggar man, thief, poet, priestess, pauper, or king, somehow deep down underneath, we all want the same thing. We all want to feel held, want to feel heard, want to feel safe and reassured. We wish we could be loved unconditionally. We want to feel held, and we want to feel heard. Yes, we do. That is my belief. Okay, I made you a set list. I'm mostly ignoring it already, as what often happens. However, put the banjo down, James. Thank you. How about... I'm wandering over here again to retune. By the way, I noticed here in Ontario, I don't think music stores made the list of essential services. So I cannot break a string. And I'm down to my last finger pick. I actually was right out, but my friend Ken Wheatley gave me this one, so I'm covered for tonight, I hope. So this is a song, probably my most covered song. It's been a deep honor to me to find that this song has traveled a lot farther than I have. It gets all over the world. It's sung by choirs. It's pretty cool. And it's a song called Frobisher Bay. So if you guys want to sing along out there, it's, I think, a singable chorus. It seems to have resonated with a lot of Canadians because it's about freezing and death, two very popular topics with us. So sing along. Well, cold is the Arctic Sea, far are your arms from me. Long will this winter be, frozen in Frobisher Bay. Frozen in Frobisher Bay. On more whaler, Captain cried, one more whale, then we'll beat the ice. But the winter star was in the sky. The seas were rough, the winds were high. And cold is the Arctic Sea, far are your arms from me. Long will this winter be, frozen in Frobisher Bay. Frozen in Frobisher Bay. Oh, deep were the crashing waves that tore our whalers' mast away. Dark are these sunless days, waiting for the ice to break. And cold is the Arctic Sea, far are your arms from me. Long will this winter be, frozen in Frobisher Bay. Frozen in Frobisher Bay. Oh, strange is the whaler's fate, to be saved from the raging waves, only to waste away, frozen in this lonely grave. And cold is the Arctic Sea, far are your arms from me. Long will this winter be, frozen in Frobisher Bay. Frozen in Frobisher Bay. Frobisher Bay. All right. I don't know what happened, but my helper disappeared, so I'm just going to see if there's any crucial notes. Okay, Glenn liking it. Good. Hi from, oh, good. We're all happening. Here's another song from the new album, the Heritage Hall Sessions on Borealis Records, and I guess I should mention again, because we're here for supporting artists, and I'm grateful for your support, because I had to reboot this thing, or reboot it. I didn't get to re-enter the little heading you'd see about how to support. So you can go paypal.me/support James Gordon. That is paypal.me/support James Gordon. or Etransfer to james@jamesgordon.ca. BorealisRecords.com is where you'll find my product, and I'd love to do some exchange of currency for music. That's the way it's supposed to work. Also, jamesgordon.ca is my website. You'll find things there. I'll try to plug that again. I did that crass commercial announcement for a reason. This is a song from the album called For Free, and I want to talk to you for a minute. I'm a little concerned, grateful for this support. It's all over the place, the live stream concerts. I'm worried that when this is all over, when it's over, we were already in deep crisis in the music business because there was an expectation that artists would be contributing their work for free, with free downloading and streaming, Spotify, that sort of thing. And it's not helping. And so I hope that with all the exposure artists are getting now, you know exposure can kill you, you'll also come to a bigger appreciation of the value of the arts in this country. And you will find different ways. I know you don't buy CDs much anymore. Find different ways to support those artists. Does that make any sense? Okay, that's I put together. Put away the politician there, James. Anyway, this is called For Free. I said I don't look like my album covers anymore. Every now and then I still get recognized. They say, hey, then you used to be that Kenny Ford. I say I still am. Do you want that with fries? If I serve you a coffee and a buttered tart in this rundown diner, you expect to pay. But if I serve you up a song that comes straight from my heart, you expect me to give it all away. You want me to cry, you want me to bleed, and at the same time be the flavor of the weed. Doesn't matter if I got mouths to feed, you want me to give it all away for free. They say, hey, I hear you all the time on Spotify. I tell them honestly, I really am quite thrilled. But it doesn't seem to mean a whole lot if I tell them that don't pay my bills. You want me to cry, you want me to bleed, and at the same time be the flavor of the weed. Doesn't matter if I got mouths to feed, you want me to give it all away for free. I find myself saying, hey pal, you used to put a little value in what folks like me are working hard to do. We tried to raise you up out of this shit, cheer you up a little bit, give you something that is real and true. Is it too much to ask for a little help from you? Oh, this is the part where I should have had my harmonica on for a scintillating solo. Oh well. You get a refill on that Java if you want some. In this joint, you get a bottomless cup. But it's not a bottomless well as writers draw from. It takes a little help from you to fill it up. It takes a little help from you to fill it up. So fill up that cup whenever you can, folks. We all would appreciate it. Okay, now I'm going to grab this harmonica. Another song from the new album. What I thought maybe I'd do in these troubled times again is to, by singing some really depressing songs, then you would feel that your own lives are just lovely by comparison. It might inspire you that way. But, there's a song mostly about my dad. But I'm sure many of you have been through this. We have, a couple years ago, he's got the dementia. He's not doing that well. I had to personally arrange to have his driver's license taken away. And that is a real sign of manhood for us Canadian men. It was really hard on him. And that was the starting point for this song. I gave him a different name because Dad, that doesn't mean much. Now his name's Angus MacLane in this song, mostly because I needed a rhyme for pain, which is mentioned in this song too. On that awful day, took my license away. Might as well taken me out back and shot me. Bit by bit they steal everything that makes me feel like a man. Time has tracked me down and caught me. While the auctioneer is on his way here. Take everything except my pain. What am I bid? How much to get rid? One old man named Angus MacLane. You're gonna take me away to that old folks' place. Put me in a hog pen to die in. When they try to say, Angus, it'll be okay, I still got enough upstairs to know they're lying. Well, the auctioneer is on his way here. Take everything except my pain. What am I bid? How much to get rid? One old man named Angus MacLane. You can't separate the land from an old farming man. We're made of the same damn dirt. Might as well auction me, then maybe we'd know what an antique like me was worth. One more trip into town, this old David Brown. You don't need no license for that. Then we'll sit in the barn, as they auction off this farm, and we're sold off together for scrap. Thank you. Okay, that was a little bit on the downside. So luckily, as I mentioned, I got those silly songs as a backup. I wanted to tell you, this is my first time. Thanks, Val, for understanding this. I've got my shoes on in the house, but I was starting this show and I thought something doesn't feel right. And I thought, well, I'm not wearing shoes. That will never do. So I have the cowboy boot of Guelph, which is the Blundstone, of course. Reminder, I was once playing in Japan, and it was a pretty big concert for a little guy that wasn't that well known there. And of course, in Japan, you have to leave your shoes at the door. And I left them there, but I picked them up and was taking them up to the stage. And they said, no, you can't do that. I said, well, what do I wear on the stage? And they gave me these paper green slippers to wear, just like the whole audience was wearing. And I thought, well, wait a minute, what like when the Rolling Stones play here, what do they do? And they said, well, Mr. Gordon, they have their own shoes that have never been worn on the street before. So one day I aspire to that. So anyway, Oh, did you see that? That's where my one last finger pick is. It's in my pocket. When I go, where is it? Another song from the Arthur Black years. I sang this last night at a special live streaming concert for kids, with kids songs. This is more for immature adults, though. Once Arthur Black was interviewing 4 women from Salt Lake City, Utah, for heaven's sakes.
Two requests for
Oh,
this.
2 requests for this song.
Yeah.
I must have sensed that. Thank you for the request. I'm going to do it just intuitively. People, they were knitting these sweaters, this knitting circle, for penguins. And the reason they were doing it is that they discovered that penguins were getting stuck in oil slicks in the Antarctic, which is not very healthy for them. And they needed to find a way for them to stop trying to clean themselves because, Mr. Trudeau, oil is toxic. And if they covered them up, they figured they could clean them up and they'd be good to go. So they thought, wait, sweaters, that'd be good. So they started to knit these sweaters. I heard the story from Arthur. I thought, okay, that is a song. So I wrote the song you're about to hear. It was broadcast on the CBC, and it was in the winter time, so people don't have a lot to do, just like maybe you guys are experiencing now. So all of a sudden, the airways were flooded with requests for the pattern, so they could make the sweaters too. And this song traveled around, got all the way to Antarctica, where they said, don't sing it anymore, James. Nice song, but we've got enough sweaters, thanks. Because of the power of folk music, it spread so much that they had a warehouse filled with 10,000 sweaters from all over the world to help the poor penguins. I was actually playing in New York once, and 2 women came up out of the audience, and their summer job had been putting the sweaters on the penguins. So you can knit along. I won't be able to see, but I'll appreciate it. You can hooray along. There's some hurraying in this. There's applauding along. And then we can make, comment along. It's called Sweaters for Penguins. Well, the ladies and I used to always do our bit when the boys were over there. For the cause we all would knit them socks and underwear. But it's been a trifle slow since they all came home, But now we found a way to show we really cared. Here's your part. We're knitting sweaters for penguins. It does wonders for their self-esteem. Sweaters for penguins in the colors of their favorite hockey team. Sweaters for penguins. Everybody shout hooray! You want to have some nice clothes sitting on those ice floe sweaters for penguins today. We're knitting sweaters for penguins, so life for them won't feel so black and white. Sweaters for penguins, so they'll feel as formal going out at night. Sweaters for penguins, everybody shout hooray! Oh, the world will be better when every penguin has a sweater, and a sweater for a penguin today. While some spend all their efforts fighting hunger and disease, some devote their time to saving whales or hugging trees. We feel that these are just volunteers enough, so we work to keep poor penguins from remaining in the bog. We're knitting sweaters for penguins. The V-necks and put over then it'll meet. Sweaters for penguins, where a cardigan is Antarctic sheet. Sweaters for penguins, 'cause it gets pretty cold down there. Sweaters for penguins, they need good British wool to wear. Sweaters for penguins, everybody shout hooray! And maybe matching slippers for their chilly little flippers. Knit a sweater for a penguin today. There we go.
2 requests.
Oh, 2 requests? Yes?
Elaine and
Oh, we're just hearing the requests now.
Maria,
Oh.
Dartmouth, Nova Scotia.
Oh, yes. Yes, hi, Maria. I know Maria.
Chippewa Smile
Oh.
or White Man's Word.
Okay.
Possible.
Well, thanks for that. And merch girl, what time is it?
9:53.
Okay. Well, I'm going to do Maria's request, and I hope you're doing well in Dartmouth. Hope to get back there. Well, you know, who knows? But it's in the works. Chippewa Smile. Good idea. This is based on a story I read. Haunted by stories from the Arctic and from the fur trade. I read this story that became this song, and when I wrote the song, I sang it for my mother, who looked ghostly pale, and she said, "Where did you hear that story?" And I said, "Well, I actually just read it." She said, "Well, that's the story of your great-grandfather." And she did not tell me till I was, I think, in my 40s about my indigenous background. So it turns out that this was a common story. To work for the Hudson's Bay Company, you had to sign a contract that you would work for at least 7 years, and they were often recruited from Scotland, the Orkney Isles, way up north there, because of their similarly hostile climate. The second clause said that you were not allowed to fraternize with the locals, and it turns out if my great-grandfather had observed rule number 2, I would not exist. So sometimes he speaks to me when I sing this song. Maria, I hope that I can remember it. When our people brought the furs to trade, they saw her by the palisade. Such a fair and a bonny maid, I swore I'd never seen. Well, the governor's a surly sort, he says he runs a proper fort. No man of his will e'er consort with the copper or the creed. Now each night in my cold bed, such dreams of her fill up my head. And this poor boy from the Orkney Isles wakes up with a Chippewa smile. It was the company that brought me here. I was indentured to them 7 years. One more winter, I will be free and clear. I should be off and off. I used to dream my ship was at the pier, but all thoughts of home had disappeared. My only wish is to be near my pretty Chippewa. Now each night in my cold bed, such dreams of her fill up my head. And this poor boy from the Orkney Isles wakes up with a Chippewa smile. When the first October snowfall comes, I will bribe the watchman with some rum. For the west we both shall run, when our tracks won't show behind us. I know that she will be waiting by the Ford's big wooden gates. There we will make our escape, and the governor won't find us. Now there's a misty ring around the moon, and it means the snow will be coming soon. And this poor boy from the Orkney Isles wakes up to a Chippewa smile. Now there's a misty ring around the moon, and it means the snow will be coming soon. And this poor boy from the Orkney Isles wakes up to a Chippewa smile. Thank you. Thanks, Maria, for that. I guess we're pretty well running out of time, so we started a bit late. I'm going to do one whole song for you, though, to close out with, and finish up with a public service announcement that's 38 seconds long. Speaking of public service announcements, oh yeah, here's the new album, Heritage Hall Sessions. Did I tell you that my shirt for the show actually got to go on the tour, and I didn't. So did my CDs. I shipped them out to Buena Vista, Saskatchewan for the first gig. Some clothes, some CDs, some USB sticks. Look at that. They're pretty cool. $25 for 250 songs. That's on my Bandcamp page. Go to borealis.com for albums. Go to james@jamesgordon.ca for an Etransfer if you want to support. Go to my PayPal page, support James Gordon, from paypal.me. And this is a song that from that album, but I wanted to sing it for you because it's more relevant now than when I wrote it. I think it's the power of community that is going to allow us to get through what we're going through now. If we band together like we're doing now, we have to keep our 6-foot distance, but we can still be nurtured and collaborative with our community, and I think we need that. And this is a song called Fall and Rise, because sometimes we have it, sometimes we lose hope, sometimes we get it again. And there's a chorus, I would love it if you sang along. All of our tears, they could fill a stream that would flow to a sea of sorrow. All of our dashed dreams are see through to tomorrow. I changed key in the middle of the song. Fall and rise. We fall and rise with all our hearts and all our minds, calling hope into our lives. We fall and we rise. We have the power of community, and you can see it all around in our darkest hour. It can lead you and me to higher ground, and we fall and rise, fall and rise, with all our hearts, with all our minds, calling hope into our lives. We fall and we rise at such a cost. We've been driven by greed. We have built a machine that destroys. Spirits been lost, but we can find our way. We all can make a joyful noise. We fall and rise, fall and rise, with all our hearts and all our minds, calling hope into our lives. We fall and we rise. And we will rise. Thank you very much. I continue to be James Gordon, have been for the last hour. Thanks to Val, my helper here. Thanks to Home Roots for inviting me. And we'll see you along the road when the road opens up to us again. So I'm going to finish off with a one-day-old 40-second long public service announcement. I don't know if I can read that. Let's see. It's a important message, I think. Very straight and to the point, but do it. Stay home. Stay home. This is not your time to roam. Whatever it is you're looking for, you can get it on the phone. You might think you're a rolling stone, but for now just roll your own. Stay home. Stay home. For God's sake, just stay home. Thank you for staying home tonight and watching this. It's been a treat. See you soon. And I have to get real close now. Look out, because I have to shut this off. Ah! I'm right in your face. Thanks, folks.